Hi everyone, welcome to my new video. In this video, we'll be talking about the syntaxes in Python. So there are three main components of syntax in Python. First indentation, second comments, and third variables. Let's talk about each of them one by one. So first indentation. Indentation is nothing but space before line of a code. Okay. In multiple programming languages, the role of indentation is to only make it more readable. But in Python, it is used to define a block of code. Okay. So for the if statement, if I say if x equals to y, then I am supposed to be leaving some space over here and then returning the value which I want. Okay, so this particular space, it is defined as indentation. So indentation can be more of 4 spaces or 1 space. If any of this is not fulfilled, if any of this condition is not fulfilled, we get a syntax error. Okay, I'll explain more of this code by the following example. So don't mind the entire code, I'll teach it later as well. But let's suppose this is my page. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 lines of code. Let's suppose I'll be writing this. So first I'll define a function, def function name, and I'll pass a variable a and b. Now second will be if a is greater than b, I will return a, else the line of codes just got ruined. Never mind. Third, now else return b, and over here I'll just do function name 4 5. So don't go into the code that much. So this is just to find the greatest of two number. So you see these lines, right? This, these spaces. So this is the indentation, and this will be of 4 space, this will be of 8 space, this will be again 4, and this will be 8. So this is a one part of code, this is second part of code, block of code to be honest, and this is third block of code, and then this is the function call. So 1 2 3. So you see how indentation is separating each of block of the code so that you can understand it as well. And this is how Python works. Whenever it is executing the code, it will go top to bottom, it will check for the indentations and then the code snippet. If it is indentation is right, then it will move ahead, but if it indentation is not right, it will give you syntax error that I mentioned above. Okay, so always make sure that indentation is always correct in your Python code, right? Next we'll move to second, comments. So comments are piece of code that are non-executable and are used to explain the code snippet it is used for. So comments are nothing but just in code documentation. Okay, in code documentation. So before you write any part of the code, if I write this diff sum ab and return ab, a plus b, sorry, if I want to define that this function is used for adding two numbers, so what I'll do is key above this or wherever I want to, wherever in any part of the code, I can just use hash, and then this function is for adding two numbers. Okay, so whenever the code runs, so 1 2 3, so this will be always non-executable. Whenever Python sees there is a hash in front of a line, it will just automatically ignore it and move to the next line, and then the function then that part of the code will start executing. So hash is used for single line comments, and if we have multiple lines of comment, then we can use these single quotes or double quotes. So if you add these three single quotes together and write anything between it, it will also be considered as a comment, and it can be used to add multiple lines in a comment. So if I want to do this function takes two numbers and adds it. So all these lines will be considered as a comment. I can also use hashtag for multi-line comments, but you have to define hash in every line. This comment is using hash. So this will also be a multi-line comment, but you have to use hash in every line, because hash is for just one line of comment, just to comment one line. Okay. And you can also use it to remove part of code while testing. So this is one of the use case of comments, and one is also, like I suggest, in code documentation. Okay, so yeah, this is about comments. Now next we'll move to variables. So variables are nothing but a container to store a value. So to define a variable, you don't need a specific introduction for that variable name. Like in Java, you need to use string, then variable name, and then you add the string. This is not for Python. You can just use a equals to string, and Python will always automatically consider it as a string. Okay, same case for integer and float and for boolean values. Okay, so during the runtime, when the Python code is getting executed, and if it sees any code snippet like this, it will automatically automatically know that a is storing variable of string data type. Okay, and then same for B, C, and D. So this will be int, this will be float, and this is bool. Okay, so yeah, this is how the variables get assigned. Now moving to more about variables, there is one thing that is called casting. So what if you want to use 3, but 3 of an integer, right? Like, let's suppose you have b equal to 3 and you want to use it somewhere, this value as an string. So what you can do is just use a variable name, and there will be a Python keyword name type. You can use it and pass this variable name over here, and Python will automatically assign a value of sorry, this was wrong. You need to use string keyword. So string is a data type, and its keyword in Python is str. So this part of code will automatically provide value of string b in x. So x will store 3 but as a string. Okay, so how casting helps is if you want to use a variable but in a different data type, like if you want to use float to int, right, then you can just use int keyword. If you want to use string to float, then you can use float data type. So what's the catch over here is ki if you are using float to int, then yeah, 4.0 to int will be 4. And if you want to use string to float, and the string is like here, you will not be able to convert it into float. You will get an error, and it will be, I think, type error. Yeah, because float will always store decimal values, okay, not the integers, sorry, not the string. And same in case of float to integer. Float may be decimal, but they are a numeric form, right? So integer is also a numeric form. So converting float to int and int to float is valid, but converting string to float, where string is a natural characters instead of a numeric string, then it will give you an error. Okay, now next, moving on to, we'll move to uh, these expressions, and I mean quotes. So there are single quotes and there are double quotes. So Python is whenever you are defining a string in Python, if you are using single quote or a double quote, these both will mean the same thing. Like these both will be considered as a strings instead of anything. Okay, so like just in like in Go language, if you are writing something in single quotes, it is considered as ruin, but if you are using it as a double quotes, it is considered as a string. Okay, okay, now fourth thing we will talk about is case sensitivity. So Python is case sensitive. Okay, that means it can differentiate between uppercase and lowercase. Wait. Differentiate between uppercase and lowercase. So if you are providing a variable name as this, wait, and a variable name with upper character, so Python will consider both of these as separate variables. Okay, so you can have like multiple other example like B and capital B, or you can just type name and name. So these both will be different variables, these both will be different variables as well. Okay, so I think that's more about the syntax in Python, and I have covered everything in quite some detail. But yeah, if you have any other doubts or any other issues, you can always reach out to me through comments. Apart from this, I think everything is covered. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a nice day, and do please subscribe to my channel so that you can get notification for whenever I post any video. You can also hit that bell icon. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye.